Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Mohammed Shilon coming to you from the USA on a Sunday when a lot of people are somewhat busy trying to catch up for the new week. So, thank you in advance for making the time, anticipating that we're going to come on and probably present issues or topics of interest. And in anticipation of that, some of you cancel some of the things you get for do just to stick around for see what you will be able to talk about. And as usual, this is a live show, so you are free to call from anywhere in the world that you may be. And either you can send in your comments because we're there on Facebook, we're there on Instagram, we're there on WhatsApp, we're there on all the medium here. So you can choose any medium for sending your message. You can call on phone. We'll get the 1-800 numbers. We'll get the toll-free numbers where I go announce to very soon. So with that in mind, if you get anything for say, if you know want for call in, or if you know get the time for call in, just simply send in a written comment. We will take that into account. Okay. Well, let me just go straight to the numbers then. The numbers are we toll free number now 1-866-944-7722. 1-866-944-7722. If you're calling from the United Kingdom, the number will be plus 44 20 80 89 1455, plus 44 20 80 89 1455. And if you call from Australia, the number will be plus 61 29 09 84 337. I repeat, plus 61 29 09 84 337. And with WhatsApp number now 1343 997 5828. 1343 997 5828. And as I say, we're there on Facebook, we're there on Instagram, we're there on WhatsApp, so when I can reach me. In addition, then three means the day by going through them, or you can call in addition to the calling. You can go through them medium than the one I just explained to you. Also, I normally present the show with Miss Fadima Savage, but I'm afraid she's not going to be participating today because she's not feeling too well. So she's not going to be on the show, to the best of my knowledge, for today. But that should not deter you from listening or for participating in the question and answer or sending in suggestions. Okay? Now, today, also, I can like for talk to some of me African brothers, particularly people from the Gambia, because 2-3 times a few people have approached me and say, "Oh, I've even some people from Nigeria, because then it's talk some kind of Creole and called pidgin. Now, so then they call any broken English. So some of them get a good understanding of Creole, but they know we talk as fluent as me and you. And the same with the Gambians. There are some Gambians we know me, we now know Creole, but then can pick up the words them and be able to keep up with what we talk about. So they are people, and I tell them, say, well, if you are enjoying the show, either because I am on the show or because you really genuinely can understand what you have to talk about, that's good. So I say, call in if you get any question, and present your question or your suggestion in English. I say we all, of course, I speak English too, so don't feel restrained or restricted from calling. because you say, well, I'm not going to know how to ask the question in Creole, I'm not going to know what you need to say. Feel free. I always tell my non-Sierra Leonean viewers, just present your question in English, and we'll be more than happy to answer it in English, because a large percentage of the Sierra Leonean audience speak English or understand English. So please don't hesitate. Okay. So today we'll get, as usual, we'll just try to keep people in touch with what happened. So we get as our main topic we get as a main topic one topic. Then we get several topics that we will call subtopics. I think what's in the trend today, what's in the take place, what's in the go on, where everybody to talk about. Now, two main things. One, there is the arrest of a very prominent Freetown lawyer by the name of Macauley. And so we understand, say, then detain him for exercising a constitutional right of free speech, and just by questioning the activities of the government. So we understand he's been detained. And so we want to talk about that. We want people to get in on the discussion. We want people to give their own view. We want people to tell we how they feel. Then also, in preparation or anticipation of the upcoming election next year, there is a whole back and forth, push and shove going on between government agencies and the citizens with respect to the lack of smoothness where they go on in administering this registration. Instead of making it easy, people seem to be complaining. So we'll get one or two videos then where we'll go play in that regard. So we will be more than happy for discuss the issues. With respect to Macauley, as I say, to me understanding, in detention, sends shockwave in the country with respect to the total lack of legal basis or probable cause for them for detaining them, let alone arrest them. So that has become the topic of the day. So for me, as I've always said, the only way people then will be able to see what's in the go wrong in our country there, the only way, if you are not able to rise above party politics, if you're not APC, because we're not in the opposition now, when I see everything where SFPP do as wrong, or a lot of wrong things, when I'm able to catch that now, we're the same. But if similar things were happening under the APC, which doesn't justify what in the current government to do, but if the passion owner they show, now because the SFPP they do them, well, we're not the same person. If the APC they do the same thing, we're not foresee anything wrong with that. We're not really help the country. We're not really help the people. Because that is not what we're looking at. We are looking for government, and we for try to educate the people, because we know say we still have, well, I don't even want to say high percentage of illiteracy, because I'm not so sure that the one that would read and write know any more than the one that would not read and write as to what the political rights should be and what should be expected of a government. I do know say the one that would read and write, then they take advantage of the one that will not read and write, because I think the one that will not read and write, they can run for parliament, they can run for the presidency. But so no matter what good intention they get for help the country, so we were the reading right now, we they take that opportunity there for kind of power, knowing full well that the only thing with the drive we for one for kind of politics now for gentry. And the point I keep making, and people have to open their eyes. Both parties, listen, we got to independence in 1961. Since then, now we serve the rule we serve. Since then, we've had two dominant political parties, APC and SFPP. For one way much younger, we're not aware. There was a time in the 1950s, we precede the 1961. There were many other parties, PNP, UPP, SFPP exists. APC, in fact, now the baby of them all, because APC came into existence in the 60s, mid 60s. Okay? But what you need to understand is that after 60 years of then two parties here, not to say they don't get record, they get record. They've governed. APC more so than SFPP. We know that. But for some strange reason, we tend for either deliberately get short memory, in other words, we not remember too far, or we remember, but we display the same display now with the SFPP than they do, because it's clear. The pro-SFPP people, them, they see no wrong, they hear no wrong, because they act to them no matter. They just consume themselves with this thing that we, whoever we are, get power. And they say this word we is nonsensical. If we means people from Bonth, now we get power, how does that distinguish you from economically and many other ways from the rest of Sierra Leone? If we means the people that we all go both school, why I say we, I not say me, I say we in the general sense of President Bio and the one that will go both school. If that's what we means, it's as equally nonsensical and short-sighted and even dangerous, because when we go school, for support somebody just because we all go to the same school. And if we means now we all be in at the army, therefore, I the support him, regardless of what he do, he can do no wrong, then that is just as equally dangerous. And of all, if we means, oh, we are of the same tribe, it just tells me that you people don't know what you're about. Because we don't say all those things are wrong. They are wrong, they are counterproductive, and they will never take Sierra Leone to the next step, what we need to take. So we'll get for readjust and adjust with thinking to start with. We'll get for take a different approach of how we look politics. I always remind people, and at the time the best, at the time for being as objective as possible. I'm a lawyer. So as a lawyer, reference, pointing to things that will happen, examples, now part of we instrument in trade. Just like how you get a carpenter, you get in chisel, you get in hammer, you get in ply, you get different things then. Because in trade call for that, you get in saw. So for a lawyer, there are certain things what we on trade call for, particularly if you don't be a trial lawyer, because I want for also let people understand that. The law is a very broad field. So just because you're a lawyer, not necessarily make you an effective communicator. It not make you a person who will go to court and win cases. Not all lawyers are cut out to go to court for try and represent people. Lawyers do a lot of things. In fact, without the law and lawyers, a lot of society is not going to progress, particularly a democratic society. Lawyers are very necessary. They are needed. But we need now for construct a system for help we all forget along as civilized people or in a civilized manner. You know? If so we get a very constructive role in society. But the thing is, people they begin for need to understand. So now, here is what is killing us. The vast majority of we still cannot get over this party politics. People are so entrenched, they are so dug in, and they're so deep into the hole of supporting partism that on both sides, when I say both sides, there are other smaller political parties, but I'm talking about the two major parties. Them. We need for begin for stretch with mind, for begin for look at some of the smaller parties them and the leadership. But as long as we continue for think, we the people, we believe say if you not support SLPP for support APC, the suffering will never end. It will never end. Because we pretend not for understand with situation. With situation is these two political parties are bad for Sierra Leone. They are not good. It's just like you take medicine, wanted to make you well, in fact, they make you sick. But for some reason, you like how it tastes. So you keep taking them, knowing full well that not only not they make you well, but in fact, it gets side effects. There is nothing APC or SFPP can give una. Una life not going to be improved. The history is there. This is not me your opinion. The facts are out there. Okay? The facts are out there. Now just for take a look at them and get the coverage for face reality. Where I see supporters of both parties not interested in doing. You know? So as long as we do that one day, it's like a motor car way and wheel the turn, but you're not going anywhere because you're in a poto. You know? Unless you take a different approach, forget that motor car, the pana poto. In fact, the more the wheel the turn, the deeper the motor car will go into the poto. So this is what we need for do. We need for change the way we think. We need for change the way we allow ourselves to be fooled. The fact is, the larger number of people that when they come into politics, particularly we own country, they will just stick with we own country. Then they come, I keep repeating this and I will keep repeating this because it's a fact. Then they come for themselves. And when I say into politics, the one that would run for parliament, the one that would run try for be president, you know, a lot of them, they just get this grand vision of getting rich quick. Getting rich quick. And there are many ways when I go see why I say that. Because when you get somebody as a president, or even as a director of a company, or general manager, you go look the people the way they put on in team. You go figure out, say, this man, I mean business, you want to change things for the good. Then you go look, when you become president, you go look the people the way the president they put, they appoint to certain positions. And the other thing I've been telling people, don't be impressed by the president or any government just appointing people and because they get college degree. That don't mean nothing. Because what you know happen in Australia now, if we see how things they go, the one they will get the book, paper, where they put in a wall, as they call a degree. We in America will call a diploma. That paper there. What you know happen, they don't give up, they don't lost them common sense in the process of getting that degree there. Then forget. So them big degree holders here now, they get for go back all the way outside and drop the common sense and look for the common sense. We'll go there among other lots of common senses. Then for look for you and for pick them up and put them back in your head and come and begin help that common sense, they help you with the degree where you get. Because it seems like we don't run completely out of common sense. Now, so book paper education we get. And if you deny that, if you disagree with me on that, like I always can tell people them, this is a medium of communication, this station. Disagree with me, let's get an intellectual engagement or disagreement. Mutually respectful. Tell me how Sierra Leonean bookman from independence, how they don't contribute so much to Salone that we're so far further than which man left with. I mean, I want somebody to convince me of that. For say we book land and don't help us so much. You know, which man be left with a 1 mile, now within a 10 mile. You're not going to be able to do that because facts not going to back you up. When we get independence, we get less bookman than we get now. Yet, when we get independence, we get far advancement than we get now. So explain that to me. That tells we book no help with at all. Because one thing we lack in our educational system to start with, now creativity, resourcefulness. Not to everything that what you read in a textbook. You know? So we don't get the ability, the common sense for resolve issues or problems. You know? So at the time, so when we look at party politics, you get violence, you get falsehood, you get, I mean, the total lack of recognition for a thing called law by the police and the thing called the Constitution by the police. So we begin to see the problem in Australia now. Now we get the police, and this didn't start under the BO government. That's one fact we all get for accept. I know a lot of us, particularly if you're an APC supporter, you don't want to accept that. But some of this extraordinary power now we BO the use, it not start under APC, SFPP. It go way back to Pashakintem. And government after government, when they come, they're not trying to deal with situation like that and stop them and put the police right back in their place and let them know how far the power go. We'll keep giving them more power, more power, more power. And we'll not land because as much as people are becoming victims of police power, we continue to let the police ride as if they are a law all unto themselves. So the police has become the fourth arm of government. Now you get parliament, you get the executive, one of the president group, you get the judiciary, now you get the police. The police get more power than, far more power than the military. You know, it was quite impressive when the August 10 incident took place. Based upon what you see, some soldiers were called to certain situations, which I think was ill-advised, but the soldiers conduct themselves very impressively. They come, they don't use excessive power, they don't abuse people them, and for a short while, you could tell, say, they not feel comfortable in the circumstance, because not to that we get army for. Army not to go attack citizens. You know, army not for defend the country. And in no time, they were gone. Okay, so we know say the police get a tremendous power in Australia. But what didn't make the power so bad? Not dictatorial power. They don't even get guidance. They don't get regulation with respect to how they will use that power. The way they use them power. Now, for use this meaningless phrase about they invite you. Well, bear in mind, maybe they need for change the phrase and say, will they order you? Because if you invite me, I should have the option of declining your invitation. I'm not going to accept your invitation if you invite me. Invitation means you give me the option. You just extending a courtesy to me. Say I go like for make you come. That's what the word imply. But we they misuse the word. Not that we don't know the meaning, but we deliberately misuse the word for whatever reason, in a way where they know very well they don't mean for invite you, then they order you. It may very well be that they are aware of the fact that under the very law, existing law in Australia, under the Constitution, let somebody show me where the Constitution says the police get the right, as they feel, to just order somebody for come and be questioned, as if you're not getting any constitutional protected rights. The reality is people should not even be interviewed by the police without the presence of a lawyer, unless the person waiving right to a lawyer being present. And if you invite an illiterate person, we know understand that one of the requirements a good society will get is for tell that person, they say, okay, we ask you for come because there's a crime we want for interview you about. Okay? But you're not going to answer any of the question, but you get a right for getting a lawyer. You get a lawyer who can give you an opportunity for call a lawyer, they make you come. What would the question you? But we're not missing on that. And now, watching that become fashionable, that even was happening even in the Kaba government. I remember where Deputy President Barrow many times had Charles Magai picked up because they get this political conflict going on. That has to be stopped. It's not good for the country. It's bad policy. It's definitely bad politics. Because police not get no business for be part of the political give and take. That is way out of the field. But now we don't weaponize the police. Now then they go beyond arresting not only opposition members then they arrest citizens then will not commit any crime just because they express an opinion that the country and the constitution give them. You know, that's the respect we show for law and order. You know? And then of course the police now don't go as far as I keep reminding people of the young musician who was arrested, detained, and assaulted by the police. Then caught in here. And normally what I do, I always say, that musician and people are not for feel helpless. They should retain lawyer. They should fight a civil suit against the police. Now you may say it's an exercise in futility, you know, go win. Well, not to win at the purpose. There are many reasons why you want to sue the police. Number one, when you sue them, they have to defend the lawsuit. And I encourage people then that when you sue, which now when are some of the mistakes that I see even the lawyers and they do back home, and the reason why the lawyers and they make them mistakes then because they're so full of themselves, they don't want for ask or check with people and we know more. When you sue then government officials, then you therefore sue them in their official capacity and in their individual capacity, so they can be doubly liable. Because if they did wrong in the name of the office and they are found liable, now the office or the government, if not government employee, responsible for pay the liability. But if you sue them also in their individual capacity and they are found to be liable because they go beyond the scope of the employment, those people also, now the government can only pay for you based upon your liability as acting under the color of governmental authority. But if you overstep the authority and do other thing, now you will be stuck with that liability there or that expense there. What that will do You don't even get for reach all the way to court or the court rule against you or for you. Because if the police falsely arrest you, then go get for hire a lawyer for defend the suit. This is if we lawyers are courageous enough and are committed enough for fight a good fight. Because you see, this is the interesting thing. This is how wonderful lawyers are. Lawyers can do wonderful things if they know their role in society. And I always cite the American example. This America women sit down and talk so freely. If not to be lawyers, I not go get this power where I get. Because not too long ago, everything be split to black and white. Black toilet, white toilet, black school, white school, and so forth. Sit in the back of the bus, and which man for sit down in front. Now, lawyer take upon themselves for go to court and use the law as the instrumentality. We go say in a law, but as the instrument for fit the system. It's an honorable profession. If only they know what this profession can do, how remarkably this profession can change society. But you get to understand the essence of the profession itself. The trend nowadays is that the profession is all for money, to get rich too, and for go around with some degree of pomposity or arrogance. They say, I'm a lawyer. It takes more than that. It takes commitment. It takes dedication. It takes the courage for stand up for the feeble or the poor or the sickly. So when I see what you go on Australian and I see the bar, they are trying, but they have been remarkably silent instead of standing firm as a group and resisting this gross abuse of power when the police display in Australia and when the government encourage them to do. It bothers me because I'm saying, what is all this education for? What is all this lawyer talk if one can't do a thing? Now, I agree, not to all lawyer go be courtroom lawyer, not to all lawyer go be civil rights lawyer, not to all lawyer go be constitutional lawyer. But as a group, every lawyer no wrong when he's here. Any lawyer. And if it bother you, because when you sit down, you let the police misuse power the way they do them for a group of people. Because what would it see in Australia? The police not to do that for government. They not to misuse their power for help government. Then they misuse their power for help party, political party. And not only for help them, there's nothing wrong with helping. If you do them for honorable purpose. But then they use their power for give undue advantage of one political party over another political party. That's where it's wrong. And again, I will be derelict in my duty or in my conversation if I don't say to una, not to only SPP guilty of that. Going way back to Sir Albert Magai in term. Yeah, he was using the libel law for arrest opposition members there, which was a misuse of power. Stephen scam in Duam way excessively. In fact, Stephen's not only Duam. We should have the courage to state this fact. I know a lot of the APC guys, they are young, and even the older one, they like annest them, and it's Kurumai. Then one day, let me put things in perspective. When I was a teenager in Bo, going to Ahmadiyya Secondary School, people who knew me in the 1960s, in 67, 66, during that time, they annexed them. No, they're close to politics. Well, me, a student. Me, one of the first young men in Abo, where APC, it wasn't cool for joining APC because Bo was heavily SPP. Now, me, one of the young men, they were volunteer for be APC polling agent, city council in Abo. 1 a.m. in the morning, I was there. trying to fight a good fight against SFPP because we felt Alban Magai was no good. So nobody not get any advantage over me in terms of telling me anything about APC. I know the history inside out. But beyond that, I am one of those young men who believe in the ideology that APC would preach at the time. So me joined out of pure idealism, not because of opportunity. With people who will become president and ministers them subsequently, when I don't middle come America, when we see people like FM Mina, Abu Kamara, then they into politics, they were vice president. I said, what a world we live in. These people, they tell what we as Bobo, them teenagers, and would join APC. Abu Kamara couldn't come close to USA APC people, and they because they afraid Abraham going to arrest them. But he became vice president. FM Mina was the lawyer. What be the defend SFPP people and Apujeon? What be to go around and kill APC supporters them? He became vice president for APC. I was blown away where the America I begin for a reason. Wow, these people are APC now. So I want to make you understand, it's all a game to these guys. They not take things seriously, my friends. They say if married go sweet, you go know at the bachelor's eve. When we get a good leadership in Australia, we all go see them, we go feel them, we go know them. You know, this is all rubbish. This APC and SFPP nonsense. Don't put your life, don't put your prestige, don't put anything for either one of them parties here. I'm telling you, and I'm speaking not from authority, as an authority. Let me go further and let you people know, just to know that I'm not biased. I'm being as objective as I can. In Kailaun district, where I lived because I let me parents and me to do business. When APC kind of power, the people in the entire district were reluctant to accept APC. They found it just impossible to belong. Now we shop, now we be the registered people as APC in the heartland of SPP. These are facts. If APC then they keep record, they go no. You want to become an APC person, you go to Pashilon and shop. Now me, at that 10 day, I don't finish school. Oh, I been me last year because it's been over. We talk about over 50 years. So some of which my memory might fail me slightly. But I recall I made the right membership, APC membership card for give people them because when Shaka Stephen decided that he gave for put a lot of people and the tenant in the Mafanta prison become very popular. So they can't pick you up and then they carry you go. So people wanted APC card membership, then they can't join in drove. Okay? So when I talk here, I don't get nothing against anybody in the APC. Because now we are the one that will put your education on the line, will put your life on the line in the heart of SFPP land, where at any moment they could have been killed. The papa in gas station, SFPP then try for burn them, set them on fire. We host the try for set them on fire. Now because of some Lebanese where they next to we, where then say if you want Pashil on the host, you go burn away your host. So, and people that will go to school with me, they would tell you everything I'm telling you is true. I was a politician on campus. On a Saturday, you go here at the lecture. I was only a teenager, but I've always been interested in it, in politics. So I say all this, make people understand. Nothing SFPP to do now at the starter. But wrong is wrong. SFPP not get no right for they do what they do now. A lawyer in an official capacity make a legal analysis, he has to lose his rights to freedom and can be unlawfully, definitely unlawfully detained. But what amazes me in the process, the police detains a lawyer. Isn't there no a mechanism in place that you can get a quick relief from the court, a temporary injunction, get in a court for issue an order that the police cannot do that and release whoever is being detained. And if such process doesn't exist, don't the legal profession think it should? Una the opposition, una a victim of this kind of thing, we don't think say that power the police not forget them. So these are some of the things that I keep telling people. I keep telling people over and over and over. We get for look past we self. We get for look past the political party we join. We get for look past the immediate gratification we pursue. We therefore, if we're serious about the country, we therefore begin look things holistically. And the other thing I keep lecturing people them about or telling people them about is, listen, stop allowing these people for play this tribal game. There is no evidence. Again, I challenge the authorities them on that. If tribalism is so beneficial, and I like to be disproven, if tribalism is so beneficial, if it is so beneficial to be a Minde Australian now, if it is so beneficial, show me the evidence. Show me the evidence that if you come on a Bonth, if you come on a Pujum, if you come on a Kailang, if you come on a Bo, if you come on a part of Moyamba, your economic status is much better than someone else who is not Minde. You cannot. You are no better off than anybody else in the country. They just misuse this label that you own a weed and a power. The Minde man in condition, in economic condition, is just as bad. Nobody has been uplifted because this government, APC and SLPP, they're not the kind of power for uplift people them. Not to then goal now one day. Then goal now for uplift themselves. So the sooner we begin to realize, say, it's all a game. Okay? Then we go begin to understand, say, let will not allow, under any circumstance, anybody for use we against we self. You cannot point one during me on 10, me don't know for now, but I'm sure it's the same case. You cannot point one person of any tribe, we're all in French them now that tribe they no more belong. If you're not Minde man, I guarantee you get him a friend, you get Creole friend, you get a Madingo friend. If you're not Madingo man, you get Fulaman friend, you get this, you get that. So where are we coming up with this thing other than then selfish, short-sighted, insensitive politicians there who want to inject a problem in search of a solution or a solution in search of a problem? So the arrest of Andy Macauley should be condemned in the harshest term because we cannot tolerate a country where people cannot even speak or analyze. This is now America will say it creates a chilling effect in intellectual exchange, of ideas. That an officer of the court or of the law makes what he considers to be a genuine analysis that should subject him to an arrest. And this is policy being put in place of all them PhD guys here, their master's degree holder guys who say they attended some of the best universities in the world. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. The police are not to worry about. But I've also read where they say the police chief went to Jala. This is bad reflection on the universities they want to attend because it should say we not to think. We not to disappoint the university because the whole idea of going to university now for elevate both your intellectual and inner value or standard. So when you think, when you articulate, when you implement policy, you come across as somebody who really learn, or we can say learn book. So when they disgrace on universities, or when they subject oneself to them kind of outlandish behavior here, just because una get what una consider power. Una not see how it hurt the country. Okay, so I think in the strictest term, I think say people them for land for people. I didn't understand people that. Should land for well, I say people, but we the people should begin to understand also our right stuff. And one person I keep reading about, and is a young lawyer by the name of Patricia Michael. She is doing extremely well. She is consistently opposed illegality and misuse of power, and violation of constitutional protected rights. She has been very consistent in calling the government's attention that a good government cannot do such a thing. So these are some of the things then we like me so want for bring up, let them understand say we need to stop. Like Miss Basita Michael say, locking up a lawyer in a detention cell and denying him bail for his opinion and interpretation of the law on a national TV discussion program goes to show how far the government is ready to go to silence critical thinking and citizens who will not toe the line. So now the opposition self get a duty now. It's the duty of the opposition not only to shout from the rooftop, but bring this to the attention of foreign embassies who may be pretending. They know what's happening. But you got to tap them on the back and say, do you see what's happening? You see what your government do to we? And one of the countries we need for tap on the back is the United States, because they out there to say and to promote democracy. So when the opposition for they in touch with them for say, you see, when I agree, when I approve of this thing, what they do? So for being opposition, not necessarily you for always oppose government. When government do well, you for support them. But you definitely are duty bound to oppose them when they engage in such conduct as depriving people of and instilling fear, because basically they're instilling fear. Now, also, I will therefore talk about the fact that the same police where they invite people, and this is the same police where know of people and will put people in their house, bring them out and kill them. On the same August 10 issue, the same August 10 issue, you feel justified for detain somebody. We make illegal analysis. But you don't feel justified for arrest somebody where go drag people them out, come and kill them. Because in the party with the rule. Is that how we want to country for be? Why isn't that person in jail? Why is he not being detained? Why is he not being charged with murder? Because he's with the ruling party? So if August 10 means so much to the government and to the police, why not start with the one that will commit crime first? The one on every side. Why not start with them? Why not do serious investigation for see how many police officers lost their lives as a result of the recklessness of the police by firing at people hitlessly? If we're really serious for take care of our country, this is about our country. And I get passionate about it because I'm sick and tired of this APC, SLPP nonsense. It's real nonsense. Okay? And some of the even opposition people, when you listen to, I'm saying, what can these guys offer Sierra Leone? What can they offer Sierra Leone? I hear the name of some party big guys. Oh, America would say top dogs. They have nothing to offer Sierra Leone. Now they accept and they for. So now we don't time for begin for explain to people them. For say, don't fool yourself. Okay? If you know I mean, man, I don't care which district you come out, your life not any better under the BO government. That's a fact. The only people that would life any better and the one that will get connection to the government. And the one that will get connection to the government, they are not only Mindes, they are Timinis, they are Fulas. There's a network of corrupt people of all tribes with the government. And it's nothing new with the BO government. Where Anes Kurma been in power, he was corrupt. When I mean not one for you read that. And he was very corrupt. Very corrupt. And in your group, not be entailed nothing as only. Why you remember say where he pulled some Sumana against the law of the country, he not get a nothing for succeed some Sumana, he go pull ambassador all the way to China. When I'm in demand, Mr. Fo. Because to these politicians, tribe no matter. Now, who that you share the same idea with, now it matter. You see, if an Escorma was tribalistic, oh, now nothing I for put for succeed Sam Sumana. But I not do that. He finds somebody where you know say they think like her. We will go work with them for perpetuate and continue in corruption. And I've had people on this show tell me, oh, stop talking about an Escorma. It's nonsense. What kind of world are we going to live in that when people are not do bad, just like I tell people, I'm a believer. When I can say, oh, speak no evil of the dead, I don't believe that. You are judged by the record you keep on this earth. So if you're not a terrible person in your lifetime, people are not obliged to talk good about you, that you are an angel when you were a terrible person. So the same thing. So I think I get a right for talk negatively about APC because I pay a price. I put my life on the line for that party day. When me to support Dr. Fona, Ibrahim Chaki, Cyril Foridem during my own time as a teenager, I believe in what they stood for. And when Pashaki came, it changed with independent constitution. We were supposed to, for one of the young one, them, let me understand. We go into independence with a provision, with a constitution for Governor General and the Prime Minister. Chaka Stephen came in as a Prime Minister. Albert Magai went out as a Prime Minister. Okay, let me just remind people and say the lines are open. So please feel free to call anytime. Whether you disagree or you get something for add. But Shaka Stephen came in as a Prime Minister. In first order of business was to get rid of the Governor Generalship because he wanted to be president. He had no good intention of governing the country. He wanted for consolidate power. And I don't want anybody to watch over him. These are facts. I have nothing against Shaka Stevens. I just talk as an informed Sierra Leonean. And some of them are now, where they talk, big talk, when are lawyers, when are doctor, some of them are not be even born that time. And during the time when me, the APC, even former President Anes Kuruma was nowhere close to politics. In political career started after I finished Frabe College. I was in politics. First, I'm older. Second of all, I was in a higher class than I'm. I was in politics as a teenager in high school. Okay? So when we go into politics, I don't see no future that I want position. I was just a young, enthusiastic teenager where see or will get the ability for comprehend a lot of things. I was one of those students, high school. I would take my last money and buy Daily Mail. I would take my last money and buy Leone. I always want to keep up. So when I now wear the dance here and there, like new spirits that being grown, when I talk, oh, I APC, oh, I say, you people don't know anything about those two parties. If you do, you'll be quiet. You really will be quiet because these two parties have ruined that country. And I urge you now, please, and I urge you now two ways. If you can be quiet and you disagree with me, take me on. Call me, disagree with me, debate me publicly. Show me where I'm wrong. I'm willing to accept my wrong and try for be more educated. Okay? So people, yeah. Oh, I'm so glad to see my co-host, Miss Fadima, to show a level of dedication. She's very sick, but she can't stand the fact that uh, she can leave me alone without being present. So I greatly appreciate your presence, Miss Fadima. Welcome. You know, I hope you feel better.
Yeah, I feel not good, but I just want to come a minute here and just add poetin you they say, sir. And I mean, I'm not properly dressed or anything, but you can put my face dark if you want to, but my silhouette or something. Um, I just
You look at
listen to
you
you,
look as
Mr.
good as
Shillong,
always,
and you.
as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, you are so right, sir. Where you they talk, or which you they talk, and these people, to them, politics is just a game, but they're not no saying that people then life them they at stake, and we get the people that are cheering on both sides. Where they cheer on, where their own party they score now SLPP then a power, and then they cheer. And one such person is this Augustine Bokari try within where they watch the page. And I tell and say, if you want to make comments, there's always this now dialogue, not to monologue, not to one person no more they talk. Call in Mr. Try, call in to Mr. Shillon and put your own opinion. No, now have a discussion. Because this platform was formed so that Sierra Leoneans go able to can talk and let people then listen, and then the one the way they run the governments, they so listen. And you keep putting your comments and talking about Usai Mr. Shillon be there. I'm glad the way Mr. Shillon don't tell you small bit of your history when be young man. That and I guess you not born yourself. Because you made a comment say he don't try now the first youth we fight for democracy. I was there in 1977, no college, no
Rubbish.
school, where on Indolo try they make that demonstration there, where we all that time with the secondary school we all come out there. Mr. Shillon, way before Indolo try, Mr. Shillon then don't begin, and I'm glad the way don't tell you the history. Because one word one can always they come out where people then they talk. And when you see this is the age of social media, let me know that say in the age of social media, a lot of things have changed. A lot of people they don't understand. Say something they happen today, and they communicate all over the world. Not a long time when I get for send telegram or letters, phone sled. You get for waiting and sled, telephone there. Now everybody has a phone. Everybody they see, and people are becoming aware of say, like we don't give up a salon. We don't give up a salon because I don't dare America almost 40 years. We don't give up a salon, but then we come to the realization say we have to say something. We're not gonna sit down like how we own my mother, we don't say how for do, na so salon time, how for do, na so salon time. We're still watching the injustice, we're still watching no growth in our country. To me, my own childhood is like we retrogress. We go backwards. Salon not go before. There are not much improvement where maybe they be child. Before that, all thing we see don't ruin. We not get nothing of maintenance. Government after government, we see the abuse, the fraud, the waste, abuse of power, waste, and embezzling our money that should go to better the life and provide things them. We see businesses that way we don't can they close. We see Sierra Leoneans going over there. They will suppress you if you're not there on the side of corruption. They will harass you, they will suppress you, they will do all things for frustrate you, Sierra Leonean, in your home of birth. Who shall you play cook? Who shall you eat dirty? And this man, Mr. Try, is out here just like, I mean, I begin talk, they insult people, them. What in people they don't do for Sierra Leone? What in you don't do? He talks say for the thing, in people they don't fetch work. We serve your people they don't fetch work. Me na Rogers, me people then are Pujon district. When they I get people then are Future, I get people who don't serve different side of inside Sierra Leone. So we not just the sit on the talk, not to everybody they look for job. Some of we content in what we get and what we they do. We are content with we job, but we dey try to make Salone go before. That's why we talk. But una dey sit down, now una work that day for kind of them media them, begin insult people them, begin use words for people them, begin tell people they're waiting and call, and that is not fair. The floor is open. The numbers are there. Mr. Try, Mr. Augustine Bokari Try, call in and give your opinion. This is your opinion. But not sit down there to insult people. Can't defend yourself and can't have a discussion. We cannot be sitting here Sunday after Sunday, giving up of our time. Nobody's paying us anything. We don't look for recognition like you said earlier. Nobody's looking for recognition because sorry, we are not looking for recognition here. We are just trying to make a better Salone. And the blockage of Africa, then I remind, the blockage of Africa, we use this politics of division for divide we, for put we into tribe, into region, into parties, and we forget first of all we are Sierra Leoneans is a country. And if we country, you know, they go before, the people are suffering every day. Look at how they do registration. NEC cannot get their acts together because rumor don't come out say according to African Express, we don't talk alone to say they don't pay them, they don't get an increase in salary past the army man, the big man then are the army man, the generals then are the army man, the people the way they call the drivers if they make money pass to Jaman the inside future. So now this is the behavior they put in. Machine they're not able. We get 4 years after that other election. They're not able to put their act together. Computers were given. They're not able to account. Everything is broken. Everything we do in Sierra Leone, we don't do it with pride. We just they do them half-assly just because we want to put the rest in our pocket. We don't care. Like I say, Mr. Shilon, if our problem now their business, now the business where they give them money, they will not fix the problem of the people of Sierra Leone. The people know they can do half cosmetic, half little thing, half stuff. We sit on the clap. No, we deserve better. Sierra Leoneans deserve more. Sierra Leoneans deserve better. So we they ask for better. That's why we sit here day by day for call out the wrongs and call out the right. If they do wrong, we get for talk. It is wrong. And the Macauley, he gone AYV. He talks say people that get right for protest. He interpret the constitution and what in they mean by if you team up you all sign, plus in order for all you. But if you go like protest, yes, you can go to the police commander. The conversation was thing. Next thing you know, he go with Yvonne Akisoya. They all have Akisoya say he make other disorderly conduct interfere with police investigation. Where we know of we have of heart that these things are made up. We know we cannot be a hypocrite to ourselves. We know these things are made up. We know charges are being put on people just because this man, because he go with mayor, they go question mayor for 8 hours or so. The police call him, then take his passport. They say enough for travel, enough for do this, enough for do that. All this is nastiness. We need to go forward. We cannot be doing all these things to ourselves. Some people are not the left give God. Some people, when their own time come, you know, in the what they call, and he also measures Sylvia Blyden. Sylvia Blyden is one of the people that are, you know, don't bring we USA we did today. Because these are the hypocrite politicians. They go like prostitute politicians from party to party. They hop in, they're trying to make and get their living and blackmailing and doing all kinds of stuff for recognition. Some of us have too much integrity for even go inside Salone politics. Because we're not the last day, we're not the last day. We're not going last day because like some of we don't quit, we don't give up a job. Because some people do, we have good Sierra Leoneans that one or two, you know, yeah, you say they don't resign from their job, they don't go get other job because they cannot put their integrity on the line. You know, now we left this way as so. Now we left this way as Sierra Leoneans. You know what we can, we sit down with the talk for let USA would get go before for put all the things there on the table, let people then talk. You they can say what they do, would they do for recognition? Who don't want for they recognize you? Mother be not able to pay some of me. Yeah, then a retirement. If I tell you how much they make, I'm not gonna tell everybody how much they make, but the one they will no. And they make money pass self the minister they holding a freedom. I am retired, 100% total and permanent disabled veteran of the United States Army. I get full benefit. I get go Google and you go look am. I get social security disability. So I live well more than Boku the one that only work for government. So who that one go put himself for stress every day, that kind of environment day. Good people go there to try to help. It's sacrifice. Nobody, not to all man turn so, not to all man. Some people them, when they don't born there, they don't meet money, they don't meet gentry, and then they kill for gentry, and then they own for gentry, and then they fight for gentry. Because if fool they are, some people then they get content mind, they genuinely want to go help people then, but they are not given chance because everybody want to hold on to power. Everybody now make when you see them as they go inside politics, they begin bills, they begin buy car, they begin make. Watch again after when they come inside politics. What do they have to show after that? That's not the one knows where they don't sleep. They begin drag like all the drag money back, nothing to show, nothing to show. All the fraud, waste, and abuse. That's all they are up to. So, Mr. Shilon, I'll not take over your show, but I just come
No,
because
no, no, no.
this,
It's not my show alone.
he
Feel
is
free, man.
really,
Feel free.
really, yeah, he is really, really getting on my last nerve. I know, sometimes we don't respond to these people, but we have to come sometimes and let these people know we are not here for recognition. We are genuinely, some people are genuinely speaking out of love for humanity, where the religion, where we all the follow the Muslim and the Christian say, we are our brother's keeper. We they pray to God every day, but the wickedness among each other, the wickedness what they do for we self, the advantage by willful advantage for confuse other person, for harass other people, and for stress other people. Them waiting at the Macauley them for make them call them. Kudos to Basita Michael because I love that woman. They don't already label and saying her APC. That's why she was president of the lawyers association, but then they pull and then they put other person. But I mean, we get wise people then when they try for speak. As soon as you talk on something that is wrong, they put you in a category that you don't belong. Now we left this way. Now we unclog we mind. Now we able for think for we self. Where we hear is something. If we say we get God, we get conscience, we get truth. Because if you don't get values of life, then you go waiting and call them. Excuse me. But if you don't get values and waiting and call, but if you get standards and values and moral, and if you care about the next person, when you see wrong, if a bother you soul, when you see bad thing, if a bother you soul, if now your mama will born you to do bad, if your mama will born you to do bad, you forget the courage for telling your mama, say, hey mama, this one way they do so. If your mama get people picking them for men, now on all they abuse people picking them because when some people like when people picking go to them for men are house boy, they don't turn them, then slave, then Cinderella. So if you mama they treat people picking them bad, you see your mama or your papa they treat people picking them bad, you go say, hey mama, this year you know good because I swear I care for we self, you know go do so. So now then they make we get the courage because me are able to tell me mama, not to me they feed me mama per se, wait all now me they feed them, but me mama feed me all these years. I said, now he take care of me all these years. So now we don't all able to do nothing at the upper back because if you don't give to me. But I still able for tell me, mama, say if you don't do something, this is not right. So now we all get the courage with respect. Now we tell people and say, hey, listen, this one way they do so not right too. And this one way that they do, what in this government they do, it is not right. Because now people are afraid. People are saying, hey, if you make so, why should we be afraid in the young country where we're born? We are all here. We are all stuck here. When we young people then be land book, then go back to freedom, then go give to Africa. But we young generation, they won't come. We can't see that because there's nothing to go home to. There's nothing to write home about. The corruption, the abuse, the all kind of rubbish. It's so stressful. Some of we not able less stress than them because mentally we mind they're not good enough for us to know all that anxiety, all that rubbish and nonsense when they pass. But this is unfair. This is not right. And Sierra Leone for able to say, no, but this is wrong. But no, we see wrong. We get the courage for saying wrong. I pass it back to you, Mr. Shilo. I go sit down. I listen.
Thank you very much, Mr. Taylor. Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
Excuse
I
me.
appreciate you bringing it to our attention. Well, I always just say at the show, if you disagree, I mean, by no stretch do I think my view is everybody's view. My view is very well grounded on facts that others may disagree with. And I'm willing to debate me own position where I know say is based on fact against anyone. And may not even only talk about the viewers. I dey talk about the real guys in APC, from Anes Kuruma to Yansenedem. Let them disagree with me. Let them tell me, Mr. Shillon, you're wrong. I welcome that. In SAPP, most of them are young, but we aren't talking back home. We are bobo them. The old guys, them, even the one they want to consider Dr. Gbanya, they tell me they Salone. Dr. Gbanya, afraid for going to politics. He was not a politician. They one day. Okay? So, but if you think, say, my analysis is wrong, you disagree with what you say, but SFPP and APC, you are welcome. I mean, for me, I'm way above party politics. I can't stoop to that level there. I call it stoop. I can't drop down to that level there. I don't pass that level a long time ago. Because like Ms. Fadima say, I don't look for anything in return. But I get a lot for give to my country in terms of ideas. Okay? And this is what America teach me. In addition to religion. Even in Christianity, they say, to whom much is given, much is expected. So in me only two way, the much way to give is not always in terms of money. The much way to give, you can give a lot in terms of ideas and helping others. Okay? So to me, if you disagree, like this Mr. Try, what they talk about, call, feel free. You know, of course, if you want for be disrespectful and be accusatory and be insulting, then you're not in my class. Because me not got time for that. It's nonsense. If you don't get anything for contribute, sense or nonsense, call. Let's talk it over. Let's debate it. I go listen to everything you get, and if I get a response, I go respond with the utmost respect. But the sooner you begin for descent to the level of being disrespectful and insulting, it shows you have nothing to offer. And I have no time to talk to anyone who don't get anything for offer. Now it make me challenges open. My challenge is open to the intellectuals. My challenge is open to the professionals. My challenge is open to the ordinary person. And with the understanding that we're not going to see eye to eye, you may disagree with me, and that's welcome. Maybe I get a lot of things for land. Maybe I get a lot. So anybody who asks Musa maybe there, first of all, I have never felt any sense. I don't see any sense in that question there. So I know I get for the inside the person in the head. Musa, I be there? Well, I don't give me history. I be there school in the 60s. I was very active when I was in Sierra Leone. Then I can back that up with facts and references. Everybody I go to school with, no. And for people that we not go to school with me, but we're in Bo at the same time. Okay? Me and I'm a dear boy, proud of my dear boy. The best school in the Southern Province then. One of the best schools in the country. Let me just throw that in. Again, that's another big challenge. For those of when I already talk all this big talk, grammar school, Bo school, CKC, Ahmadiyya was the best secondary school in the entire Salone, Ahmadiyya Bo. And I can challenge anybody. We had the best staff. We had the most qualified staff. And we were excellent in everything we did. Nobody, even right now, the WASCA or whatever exam, now the Southern Province, Ahmadiyya campus. Okay? So I'm a proud guy. Me not one of them guys who feel inferior to grammar school or CKC or everything. And we were there, but we know safe. The other thing people need to know about me, since I want for no more, I was often referred to as that backman, meaning I be a wonderful soccer player. I be play defense. I asked the people in 66, 67, what kind of person I was. I was not only a soccer player, I was an excellent soccer player. And people know me as that backman. Okay? So if you have to know Usa Abide, they only left Salone, Abide College, now America. Abide Law School, now America. What else you want to know? Now, Me an old guy. I in my 70s. So I had to give back to the country that I've always loved. I don't know what else. So when I say I be there, I for go back, go join politics and become corrupt. I think I want to concept down there of Usa be there. But Usa be there, all this knowledge where they try for impact to una, now they are be there, they try for acquire. So I can talk to some of una, we know, get an understanding. Okay? So if me ambition that before just for myself, I before go join the gang. You know, I've had opportunities in Sierra Leone, you know, but that was not my drive. So please, again, you're quite welcome. Disagree with me, APC or SFP. I make every time where I talk about SFPP, I reference APC because I know what happened. I know how many good people lost their lives on the APC. I know how many good people lost their lives on the SFPP. These two parties are no good. And Mr. Try, if you're a young man, I can understand. But if you're my age, you relate to what I talk. Or if you're even close to my age, okay? A lot of people will not get the courage for saying what they say. Integrity matters. And this is what we're not teaching in our schools. Because if we get integrity in our educational process, the moment where you go and you see say things are going the other way, you will resign. We intellectuals don't even know the meaning. And the word resignation, they've written that off from the vocabulary. Everybody join in the dog dance. And nobody wants to hear it on both parties. That's why they link the two parties them. APC know why I hear the truth. SFP know why I hear the truth. Not just this sheer raw power that they want. And they want the power not to for do good. This is the thing. They just want power for control people in life. For take from people then without you even having to fight back for keep what you get.
Yes.
And that power
Yes.
is the party they want. You know?
Yes.
They don't want the power because they get in mind for improve people in life. Now you make I even throw the challenge. If you na Minde man, and don't get me wrong, I grew up in a Minde country. I did talk Minde. My best friends in a Minde. I grew up all my life. I don't get Creole boyfriend. On the upline I grew up. A lot of fun I can't beat me to it because I have seen it all. I'm very balanced. I born at Freetown. I grew up in a Pendembo, Upper Bambara Chiefdom, Kailan district. I go school in a Bo. So I'm well grounded. I'm just telling you guys, if I have to have any affiliation with any other tribe other than me own, if I've been in there. But in fact, I'm not that. I mean, means that campus say, well, I go be a friend just because of the tribe you belong to, not the quality of the person.
Thank
people
you.
I went
That's
to school with, the people I went to school with tell you know, in my days in Abo, ask people where they go CKC, we go both school. Where would they play soccer? Me backman or me cover back walking column, like Kendeka. Kendeka was as minde as they come and was a top-notch SFPP guy. He was another teenage activist. And he could, in fact, he ended up giving a life for SFPP. That's how staunch he was an SFPP supporter. Okay? Me and the car one day, we get mutual respect for each other. We respect each other's position. I can give you a story. In the 60s, when news came to a campus for say, so APC people are not attacking the car, because I just think he ended up in the wrong place and he had been drinking. We go there for go defend him, because he meant more to us than those political divide. That's the kind of background me get. So for una, we don't understand, we want to see politics, along tribal line, you know, senseless tribal line, because the tribal line, when I look politics, I make a throw the challenge. Show me anybody, now the south, now the east, whether you na Kizi, whether you na Kono, whether you na Minde, where just because SFPP they in power, you economic status, your family economic status is much improved. It doesn't work like that, because that's not why these guys are in power. Show me anybody in the north when APC be in the power. The ordinary man I'm talking about. Where in life improve because in a limba, in a timini, in a suso, in a crank. No, that's not how it works. So I just tell people and say let them stop for fooling themselves. Okay? But please, I encourage you. You get some disagreement. The lines are open. We'll get phone lines. You can call. You can express yourself. You yes, just 3 minutes for how you feel. Just be respectful. We'll get one rule. I respect you. You respect me. But if you can't, if you don't get ideas, then be quiet and listen. Yes, Miss Fadima, you get something
Looking
for
at
say.
the Facebook, on Facebook, I'm looking at the Facebook thing, and my mama over here, Mama Janet, Mr. Mommy say, he asked a question. He said, "Do lawsuits exist in Sierra Leone?" Because I think when we don't talk on that, they want
We
us
have
to
to
talk.
make it exist.
Because like
They,
everything where people they do, then they take advantage by you. You know, so yeah, well, they if government take advantage by you, you can go na court and try for get help and all that stuff. So they ask we get lawsuit because Salone we what na both case. They go kill you na both case. You people the losses both case. They go take advantage by you, they lock you, they harass you, then defame you. Na both case. So me mommy want for know if mommy Janet want for know if of lawsuits then a salon, but I think you get call up first, then you
okay,
go able
make
for
I go answer Mami Janet, not the name land.
yeah. Yeah, Janet Savage,
Okay,
yeah. I'm Mr.
I go answer, make I take a call, then I go answer. Hello caller, what's your name?
Oh,
Inside the call from.
Good evening again. This is Tony Mustafa from Leicester. They call again.
Ah, Mr. Mustafa,
You
welcome.
see,
Nice listening.
yes, this circle we say with this for commodity it will be a very big problem, very tall order. Because the issue now Salone is the job. Because those people and they not get asked them when they govern their institutions, it be the police, it be the law, it be the anti-corruption, it be any. Well, everybody is just scared of this job. See, if I go talk this now, they will sack me. Look at even the electoral commission, the way they behave. They will come then lie publicly. You will see a electoral commissioner, the council don't they talk against the law. Like for instance, he talk say, uh, somebody know they can recommend 10 people per day. If he, I ain't go sabi 10 people a day. But the law says, therefore come verify these people. They not tell you about any number. All they clearly go see this job issue now problem na Salone. Okay, look at Lara. She did her job. She tried for whole government accountable. They became uncomfortable. They pull accommodate. How did it happen? Even the tribunal, where they may go and make noise, they make tribunal. Not 1 year, so the tribunal is nowhere to be found. So this, I don't know if now integrity or who's able to do this kind of thing because look, even the judiciary, the way they challenge the election results, where Sylvia Biden challenge the election results. The man don't rule for 3 years. Now you come for come make a judgment. The guy is almost finished his term. In Kenya, we didn't say the law. 2 weeks, they will make a judgment. And before the man swearing in the president, they will not make a judgment. Once alone, now the judiciary, now he done 3 years before he make a judgment. When he pass, he come to the appeal them, say where they remove the MP them. Till today, they not pass judgment. So I don't know if these people the job na it matter or I mean the one back with out them, they don't say these guys they go work with me through thick and thin. They not go the way because who go defend this so. Because imagine today as an APC come for power, all the injustice where they don't go through so they say go one do even worse than that too. I don't know who that will first take this courage. I mean, for tell the person where they put this. For instance, if you see say they want arrest like Adi Macauley, so you call that police, that judge, they say, you have left that man right now because he give me bad name. Just because he want impress me, left that man. It's arrest here, arrest there. It's not good for me, your presidency. But the president is sit down there. Everybody knows he might have a say on this thing, but he's not doing it. So I don't know if now they want security, say anybody where they in the office there, yeah, if will be somebody where they dance to my tune or whatever it is. For me, now the biggest issue is going to salon. If we get people that would do their job, and for instance, if you wouldn't pull Lara, so waiting the people they don't do, waiting the people they don't do, like the lawyers, the institutions, them for making them get a speedy trial. They may get back in job or they sack them. But people are just taking it normal. Let's move forward, and then we sit down like this. Tomorrow again, another person, then go hold somebody or then dismiss somebody unlawfully, and then it's going to continue like this. So, the contribution this one, this net. Say we have to do. We can't forget people the way get sacrifice either from the presidency or the people the way they inside that office they but do the job where they put the day for, irrespective of the fear whether they just say they will sack me. Let them sack you now. Not everybody knows it, then sack you. Maybe people will fight for you, even though we not see how to lie against it. Thanks very much for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mustafa. I appreciate your call and you always contribute so much sense. Everything you say, in fact, some of the examples that we cite make sense. Like Kenya, where you talk about. Once upon a time, before Uhuru Kenyatta go in second term, when and do the election, the opposition went to court in Kenya after Uhuru Kenyatta Bidodo in first term. Then they find out the court was convinced that there were irregularities. The High Court of Kenya. They set aside the presidential election, first in Africa. The court set it aside and give them a short time for Gudu another election, which was very historic. This is in Kenya. So we get examples in Africa of certain people there where they sum up the courage for do the right thing. Now, yes, it happened in Kenya. And when you talk about the judiciary, it's a shame, you know, that the courts, in a tacit way, in a silent way, then they acquiesce to injustice. We see where the very courts, with three justices, enable Anes Kuruma for fire a vice president who will not get the authority for do. So this is, this lawlessness is shared by these parties, then two parties. So somebody get for some of the courage for coming in. This is why I keep saying, maybe the opposition, they need for begin talk to the people and espouse or tell them when a vision for the country. Because every government will come, or every party will come, now for break down the blocks of the building of the institutions that we wait man left Giwi. Bear in mind that the institutions that we wait man left Giwi, with civil service, with education, with judiciary, we have not improved any of them 1 inch. What is worse and disgraceful is watching the man left Giwi. We don't even turn them backward. We are below watching the man left Giwi. This is the sad part about the thing. If we can just go back to whose side the Westman be top before the left, we'll be doing great. But we don't fall way back past that spot there. And we try now for come back. But we don't even get the capability and the vision and the commitment for try for lift to country up to a certain standard. We just play cheap politics. I have a video, but we're almost running out of time, where picking them again back home. All right. Now the southern province, they cross rivers every morning for go school. Empty foot, girls as well as boys. If them both then there is some assault, them picking in and drown, there is no liability on the part of anyone. That's it. And then die one, they know who that go look at them for say these are souls lost. So like me again, I keep telling people, but just for give you an insight, I don't engage in that tribal simplicity foolishness. because some of the ills they want me to see in Australia now from the very heartland of the country. And I know poverty when I see one because I grow around poor people. You know, I was lucky. My daddy was considered the middle class, or my parents them. You know, my entire uh, elementary as well as high school, I did a boarding school. So my parents then can afford to pay for me. All right. So I know not to. I was never one of those poor kids. We not get nothing for eat. We not get this and that. But I saw poverty nonetheless because I was surrounded by nothing but poverty. I know my Minde sister and brothers them, the circumstances in which they grew up. You know, I know what life was like for them. Yeah. So my disappointment, my hurt is when I see them brothers and sisters they're now in a position of power. Or for uplift the people that were in such poverty. I sent a video one time to a friend of mine, a good Minde friend of mine. I mean, we are good friends to this day. We went to school together from 1 to from 5. Intellectually smart guy. I try to make you understand where I'm coming from. I sent a video from Upline where this woman for feed in household. Now Mondo in the if anybody watching it normally watching a Mondo. Now Mondo it dish for picking them based on Mondo. A Mondo put in this place. The Mondo put in this place. I sent out the video them. I said this breaks me heart. Nobody should feed in picking in that way. You know? So some of we get value. Some of we get integrity. You know? We not come. Some of we now come out from a background where we not care about humanity. We do. So now that the drive we, not to go home to go build also go get. You know, I want to let people understand that. All right. Now, usually we can get like because we are running out of time almost. Make a just say one or two things. We get. We can always do a poll or a survey for see how people feel about what's going on or what is the trend. So we get this question: was the arrest and detention of Adi Macauley justified or in fact legal? So 11% of the people say yes, 89% say no, it was not justified. You know, so we always want to let people know that we run that survey day out there while this show is going on. We want to let people see and tell we how they feel, and the vast majority, almost 90% of the people, we respond to the survey say no, it is just flat out wrong. And what people need to understand about injustice. Once the right of one person's justice is threatened, everybody else's is. You see, once you don't threaten somebody in right, a precedent has been set, the police has been empowered for misuse that power against anybody else. And it's just a matter of time. Now, like rain. It go for you do not. And when you do not, there's nothing you can do about that. You know? Now you make when you see injustice, like you say, a threat to justice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So when we see one person in freedom, in constitutional right is threatened, you not get for no than Adi Macauley, you not get for elect Adi Macauley, you not get for share the same political view with him, but the same law will protect him and protect you. If you allow Adi Macauley in right to be abused, you SSF, elect you SFPP, your right will be abused sooner or later. And let me not forget, let me give you some serious example. It was just last year where Prince Hardin, one of the top SFPP people there, because sometimes I like for side fact, shot and killed somebody where and I mean Debabo, wherein people felt nothing but helplessness because there was nothing they could do. He not shoot, sorry, I correct that. He not shoot somebody, he gets somebody for, he order somebody for shoot and somebody and kill the fellow. Okay? That was a victim, that was an SLPP victim at the hands of an SLPP official. There was no arrest, there was no investigation. There are videos to that effect, not to the effect that we saw the shooting, but the allegations by different people. So I'm citing this example for people and for realize, for say you can become victim of the same law where you try to protect. That's what happened to Palo Conte. When they made a power, then too they abuse power. So when they made a power, they commit a misdemeanor by taking a gun into a prohibited building. What will happen? They arrest them and then charge them with, with a ridiculous charge of trying to commit treason. Which to me, even if you're serious-minded, if you're a serious-minded somebody, treason is such a serious thing. You should really get more regard for the law and for charge a man for treason when all he did was commit a misdemeanor. But this is how unserious we are back home. You know? And that prosecution there was clearly a malicious prosecution. There was no basis in fact or in law to have charged and prosecuted him, but they gave him a taste of his own medicine because when they made in a power, I saw them say be misuse. So I don't think, with memory too short, we're not the land. And if you notice, I give an example on both sides. Make when I know say, for buttress me argument. APC and SLPP are one and the same. You people are not going to get any benefits out of them two parties. When I begin to readjust to the mind and begin to look for other serious leaders, it's not going to come tomorrow. But if we work hard at it, you know, there will be, the sun will rise again. But we'll therefore maintain the hope and strive towards that. You know?
Yeah.
So that's what, yeah, Ms. Fadima, I don't know if you get some
Yeah, I
contribution
just
from
laugh
it.
no more.
I'm also
I mean, I
to
just
answer the
laugh
question.
when you say, yeah, I get to answer my mommy question. Then I get one viewer and I wouldn't call Arthur Tailu or something. Tailu. I don't know. If I pronounce your name
Natalia,
wrong,
I think
Tailu,
Natalia.
yeah. Yeah, I get for respond to him, but what they done first. Let me answer my mommy your question because I'm going to wait today for your.
Okay,
But he
yeah,
said
they may be
Ogene
say it
Super
lawsuit in Sierra Leone. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
the answer is yes, lawsuit in Sierra Leone. Now the lawyers them, as a matter of practice, and not too much, you not go blame them. Now the way they mind their condition. Now the lawyers they not to take advantage of the situation. You see, unless you go to court, nothing happens. So what you need to do is, you know, the way Australian day now, you know, to sue somebody because you think so, now will go to court, you go win. There's a chance you will win, but winning should not be your goal. You for take advantage of the law, for strike back at anyone where you think so they wrong you legally, because the system give you the power for file a civil lawsuit. When you sue that person, they get for respond. He not get the ability for respond by himself, he get for hire a lawyer. So you go subject them to financial expenditure. You know? And if lawsuit is anything where we know lawsuit for being a, which is almost the same here and that, you get what you call a discovery process. That process day, when you don't file a lawsuit day, you get time for ask that person the series of questions, either through what you will call now interrogatories, written questionnaire. What the process give you the power for ask them questions there by that person there. And then you can take a deposition, you can depose the person, whether a deposition or a sworn statement, where you can take either at your office or the other side in your lawyer in office, under oath, and ask a series of questions, of which if you lie in the process, you can use them at trial for discredit them. So by the time when I go through all of that, that person they will have learned a lesson, even if the case not go to trial, even if we not settle up. They go learn say, it go at the very least cost them financially when he do wrong. The trouble is the lawyers, number one, now they don't understand the process, the procedure, and it's kind of strange for say lawyers they don't understand the process, but they don't. Number two, they don't get the courage, and I'm not gonna blame them because most of them are young lawyers. The older lawyers now pass the right baton to the young one. They wait for learn the trick of the trade, what we call trial practice. It's not enough for you for just be a lawyer. You get to know how to try cases. You get to know the rules of evidence. You get to know the rules of civil and criminal procedures. So all these things is what make a good lawyer. So we lawyers that are not exposed to that. But besides, constitutional government is new to we because we on system that under the common law. Everything a common law. Everything have to be statutory. So we lawyers then still not accustomed to arguing constitutional issues because like where the police they arrest and harass the mayor or even when Lara appears, una for always raise constitutional issues. Always find something in the constitution to hold the government accountable and to claim that they are violative of that law. So it depends on the creativity of the lawyer. Okay, and I know 2, 3 lawyers then we know how to do that. We know that's Leone. Who know what to do when you bring the kind of case the day before them for help you with that. So and from their lawyer then the other lawyer then go learn. And I see a good example of that taking place now. After I don't talk about that, now you get Lara Pierce, American will get to say she's taking the fight to them. She's taking the fight to the government now. For say, I just can't sit down and wait on my own. Let me take a preemptive measure, go to court, and question when I right for even take me out of my position. The mayor should do the same thing. And under our governmental structure, the other problem which a place like the city council, then forget their own legal staff. You see, if we want to run good government, you cannot have one old city council, they not get lawyers where they advise them on legal matters from civil to other civic matters. Parliament need forget their own legal body. But all of them fundamentally said, I want to put into we practices in governance. So in the end, we end up hollow. So I'm saying there's a lot we can do. So in answer to the Mami, yes, you can sue man. There are lawyers in Australia who will sue for you. The system allowed that. The system allow suing another person. They doesn't do them because there is too much work. Now, a lot of work for the lawyer. You get for know what you do. You get for understand procedure. You can have civil matter. You get for understand civil procedure. And you get for be committed to your clients. Now the problem now, but lawyers are very powerful people in any society. If they commit themselves, they can change the system. With America, how are they? America is where it is today because of lawyers.
We sue for everything in America.
Yeah. So I mean, nothing stop lawyers not back in Australia from suing. If somebody lied to you, it's not true and it's malicious. The system provide that, but we don't get the lawyers with the courage to do that. Education. Yeah, we get lawyers with the education.
The system does not work. That's the other thing too. The system does not work. It not work fairly. You can carry somebody, go to court, you sue them, then your lawyer self, they send you case to the other lawyer, then they pay your lawyer.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a lot of mess, man. It's a lot of mess. It's a lot of mess.
It is.
Until it's not only the government, the people too have problems. Exactly. The people, it's everybody. For those fix Salone, they get to take every Sierra Leonean in any way or other way for do that waiting and call it. But now go to Mr. Atto. Mr. Atto, I'm sorry to disappoint you, sir. You say Mr. Shilon in demeanor very helpful, inspiring. He get definite message and he preaches in moderation and circumspicious or whatever. I believe such is a good person that can be. See, on the other hand, I believe Miss Fadima has a valid message, but her presentation sounds incendiary, abrasive, and vexatious. Please temper your contributions with moderation. Well, I get a problem there when I feel something in my heart of hearts. This is how I come across. I'm 59, going to be 60, and I mean, I don't, I don't work with this kind way from way as small till I don't reach so. When I feel passionate about something, I get vexed in my spirit. Sometimes I cannot control my emotions. And anything when you see that comes out of me, yes, it might be some people go look at me like I'm very high tempered or whatever it is. But me, a person where I'm not perfect, but I'm straightforward. I don't like all this nonsense, rubbish, foolishness. I don't have space for foolishness. I have low tolerance for injustice, for things. So when I speak, from where I small, when I speak, I was the child when I was coming up. I was the child that will ask me big one day, well, why it should be like this? Why it should be like this? I was always this high tempered person. This person that speaks, I spoke out, I asked questions. They say I'm fitty, they say I'm rude, they say I'm big woman because I ask questions. And when I talk, because of the way I feel, I cannot sometimes channel it for calm soft. So you say like, it kind of seem like at the inside. It is seem like at the try for sets the fire. No, I speak from my heart how I felt. And Bokutem it a work for me. Maybe sometimes I don't know how long you don't listen to me, but sometimes that's how I talk. But I will try for moderate myself, but I just cannot, I just cannot control myself sometimes because that's how I'm feeling. And when my feelings are raw, it comes out. I not sabi dilute them. I not sabi make hypocrite. I can talk, I'm fine, but when I talk with that passion, that power. And some people go feel say are they bully. Some people go feel say are they, but deep down in me, I'm speaking because genuinely that's how I feel. That's raw emotion. I not sabi for dresser because that's how frustrated and disgusted I am within. So it comes out because they say what is inside comes out. So the message is there, but sometimes it's just strong. It's just too strong that I don't have tolerance. I don't tire with this. It's nonsense. It's rubbish. We need for change. So I'm sorry if I disappoint you in me own way of presentation, but I will try for your sake. I will try for tone and down. But then it's not gonna be Fadima because everybody will know Fadima say when I talk, number one, my right ear is deaf too. So when I talk, I speak loud. I get ear in it, but I don't wear it. My left ear is very low. And then, they frobe woman back. A bonus side, then shabu woman, then a bonus side, and the Allah, side and they talk. So for you express, you said we're strong women. So sometimes I guess it comes out like that. I don't know, but I'm sorry. I will try for working on just for you, Mr. Arthur. I appreciate your comment, but it's not to incite anybody, but it's to motivate people. Mine is not inciting, it's to motivate you for let you see them. And I try for sell until you say, listen, I'm trying to convince you to persuade you, say, listen, this is, we deserve better. That's how I talk. That's how I speak. That's how I get. Some people are intimidated by me, though. Even men are intimidated by me. They say I get bullied, but I'm sorry, but me an alpha female. Me man side they come on more for me, so I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but that's just who I am. But I go for you sake, I will try. But I don't know if I go able to. I don't go promise 100%. But when I feel something, that's how it comes out. That's why. So I hope I answer your question or I help out a little bit. But yes, that's just what I wanna say. And for the people on YouTube, not that we neglect una, we dey see una every time una they come. And I want to say this. I've been want to say I'm for a long time. I'm really feeling sick right now. I just come no more. I get cold. I get pink eye where they call Apollo and all that stuff. The grand Pekin, them Pekin, the way they go school and they begin sick all the kitchen. This is the season. And I want to say this. We been there on YouTube. We been get with channel before. But somebody reported our channel. We don't get a lot of subscription on YouTube. We don't reach almost 80,000 followers on YouTube or more. I don't remember. But then we get for start with page on YouTube again because somebody decided for go on YouTube. They report with channel, say we use them video and then come after we and all that kind of thing. So we get for shut down and start all over again. And we see now, this star business, we know say on social media, people and they make money for what and they do. Then they use the money for create more content, for donate, whatever they get for do with the money and all that. We see now they don't begin to put the stars. So we gotta appreciate una. I mean, not begging, but if una feel with una heart, una feel say they do a good job for just appreciation, say hey, this is that and that and that. And on YouTube, when I go back on YouTube, let we go subscribe. We push the subscribe button. Let we go subscribe back to VOS because we've been on talk a long time ago that we started a new VOS YouTube channel because a lot of videos what we don't get for years, all been get for taken down because somebody decided to go after VOS so hard. So we use them video and boku boku confusion. So the management decided to just put the YouTube down and start again. So we subscriber now. I know so we not boku the subscription. Sorry, I cannot speak well today because my nose all cloggy and all that, and I'm tired. But I mean, with subscription, but if you go subscribe, go press the like button on YouTube, subscribe to our channel, and push the notification. It will tell you when. And so the same thing back. Some people they say, "Oh, I don't know again the notification." Sometimes, whatever you Facebook does, they mix up, they box up. Sometimes the notification can go away. Go back again and subscribe and push the notification bell so you will know. Say XYZ ABC they go on VOS don't come on or anything or put something very, very waiting and also. So again, me they say thank you to everybody. Everybody in word where they say now yeah, we respect them. Excuse everybody in word where they say that yeah, they say that I will respect them as long as the difference of opinion. We agree for disagree. We not can meet up. We not can see this thing, the same thing. But sometimes and they I go talk something or you go talk something. Well, I go back later. I go rethink that thing there. Say, what in that man talk XYZ? It make a little bit of sense. Or you say go listen. What did Mr. Shilon or Fadima say? It make a little bit of sense. We don't hate government. We don't hate we country. We want Salone for better. We want with people them because the Salone where we see, when we they go up, Mr. Shino they talk about people them been poor, but middle class been there. Business people were there. Businesses and jobs were there. People then they work, then they earn. But the space of middle class disappear. So the poor when we see in Africa, when we young people them, then they give to the one they will not get. Then they cook, then they give to that mommy when they go sell in the market all day in Peking where they come out school. Then they give food to them because their mama then are even tell them they can't cook. But now you don't see such thing because it not do. Middle class not there again. And that is the frustration sometimes because the Salone when we grew up in the 60s, the Salone that I know, I was in the middle class family. We get educated people in my family. We get business people in our family. We had many. My grandfather, they used to call him black millionaire. My mama married into rich person. My papa did the work at Jala University College. He did at the lab, what's it called, science. Everything. Everybody was there. Mr. Daddy, oh my God, money was nothing to us. We grew up having everything. We grew up having. So when we see, we don't grow up with people that are not being greedy. They may they give to people them. They may they help them people that will come up upline. They may they bring them brother, sister, cousin, picking and can them they help and give. So we get humanity at heart. We are kind of like our people. We want for see Salone better. Where every human being, for have that decency for Lego able reach a maximum potential. The conducive environment for day for every child. We see poor picking there. Not and poor myself them picking be the wear shoes and socks will be they go school. Poor man pikin dem sef me dey wear suits and socks for go school. You get government municipal school dem. They be dey give condom to them pikin dem. We be dey look condom like bad. We been get World Health Organization them pikin dem. They can't give wheat, then they can't give flour, then they can't give wheat, then they can't give bulgur. We be dey look and say na poor man food because we not to that day we be dey eat. You know. But then when you learn about bulgur, now bulgur for one small packet na $4. It dey pass rest. That's nutrition that they been give them picking away malnourished, they been give, they been teach. You know, I mean, Sierra Leone was beautiful. So sometimes the frustration comes out when people then think say this is good Sierra Leone. No, people should not be living like this. We see our people strung up on drugs in the street. We see with kush. We see abuse. We see prostitution. We see rape. We see violence among each other. We see people celebrating when they kill people. Is that the Sierra Leone we want? The rebel in smoke were left behind in the streets of Freetown. The remnants of the war is still lingering in our ear, in our air and our atmosphere. We still continue for condone certain wicked behaviors then. How did we get to that point? First time it took a village. The village looked after people. That is my frustration sometimes. That is the way I see, like, why can we not help? Are we not our brother's keeper? Why can we not hold that sister strung up on drugs, that brother strung up on drugs, living in the ghetto, living in the thing, the struggle for get? Why can we not help for lights and candle and light the lamp? Why can we not have leaders that can make these institutions work? Why can we not hold people responsible when they do the wrong thing? Why should we be cheering on wrong? That is my frustration sometimes. That is my frustration sometimes. And when I speak from my belly because it torments me inside. It vex me spirit, it torments me spirit. That's why sometimes I come aggressive. I'm sorry, but I think I do it right now. Because if I keep going, it's going to come out. Because it frustrates you, not to that salon that we be sabi. Not to that salon that we want. We want every Sierra Leonean to enjoy Sierra Leone. That is where they born you. And it is your innate right as a human being, as a citizen of Sierra Leone. For every word that comes out of Sierra Leone should be shared equally among every Sierra Leonean. Let them able to live decent life. That is our vision for Sierra Leone. That is the thing we they strive for. We they look for good leaders that they support good leaders. People that we go can't turn. We need that radical change in Sierra Leone. We go turn the country around to the direction where we go able to say yes, at least when we go able to compete with the world, when we go able. America, then our space rights now. We don't left behind. We don't left behind the thing that when the Botsman give we everything. We don't take off brick by brick and we condone and validate corruption and justify corruption. Then when people then talk, when I say people then sometimes emotionally, me I can gain self, I can tire something a day. Because it's very, very frustrating. We don't see good salon. We know what's in a good salon. We know how people and they live good. We know where labor they give in company picking will not get. Poor man not be poor. So now the poor way they poor say, I don't want to see poor. You go salon, they depressed. Plus if you know to motor man, you go no more for go bluff. But when you go, everybody get problem. You dey try for help this, you not go able to help all man. Some people then genuinely they try, but they're not able to thrive because the conditions are not conducive for let them try for make them generate their own. Who people then get proud. Now proud people then get them want for level restore their dignity back. That is the Sierra Leone media advocate for. That is the Sierra Leone we want. It's not about the party. It's about who runs the party to do the right of the people. Do the work of the people. Bring the change. Make the country grow. We sometimes in lifetime, I'm not going to show again. Because Martin Luther King said, I have a dream. I have a dream that one day my children will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream. But in not they foresee the dream manifest. But once upon a time, he said it. Unfortunately, he was taken down because they're not being left the direction where they go. But it came to pass. So now we get vision for the future, the good future of Sierra Leone. If even we not there for benefit time, we grand picking and go able go back na Salone. We picking and go able go back na Salone. Then they say, wow, this was where my mama came from. Then go prefer over this country now. You know, so we know it's Salone. We love Salone. Yeah, they don't give up on Salone long term. But then it came to the point. There is a movement, there is a change, there is a time for everything. And this born of the birth of social media, wake we all when we don't sleep, we all we don't die, we all lost we say you are Salone not get for waiting. Look what the war did. Look the devastation. But then the war to me again, I can always say, because the books of life, of religion tell we say in all things, give thanks. So to the war is a blessing because a lot of people that una for be done them for don't die in a salon with poor what they call. If you don't wash pass I was so, but God make them they want the way they na them big country that they open the remote story. What we able they want the way come during then 10 the day. When they come during the resettlement, when they come out with the DV visa, when they begin get all down there for open the door. When we come, we not come with paper. We come with what visa they expire, the paper they expire. We get for hustle for paper. You all don't know the goodness of waiting on a get. We on a car with green card. We not be car with green card. Then day. We come for can go school. We come for can make we school done. We hustle. We friend with paper. We able get paper together. So it's a blessing because we're able to feed with people and because they're in a diaspora. We're able for do them. So now we all look for that change. That's Salone. We go able. That's Salone because you enjoy the goodness of what people have been don't fix by for. We enjoy them. It's not perfect. America is not a perfect democracy. There's still the struggle. But at the same time, they hold true to some of the values. That then if we get a little bit fraction of that set, it will begin to change that day for me. So may I left for now till next week if I able to come again, you know. But like I always say, if I dey shy, excuse me, if I dey shy, not jealous me. Go work on yourself. The sun go shine by you. The cloud go dey over me tomorrow. So go work on yourself. I love you all, and remember, God is love. Go make a difference. Go give good words to somebody. Go uplift somebody in spirit. Yeah. Till next week, I love you all. And don't forget go to our YouTube channel and go like and subscribe the VOS channel because we begin all over again. I don't know how much stars we'll get, but we begin all over again. So when I come back, let we uplift let we build VOS because every week we try for giving the best we can. So I love you all. Till next week, by God in power, I left you and I go down. Good night. Goodbye.
Thank you very much, Ms. Fadima. Thank you very much, we audience and we fans them for listening, contributing, calling in, sending your comments. And one for left one, one more time, we're going over the survey we will do about the arrest of Adi Macauley. So in fact, the survey, the result will change a little bit. Only 8%. Which means 8 out of every 100 people say the arrest was justified. 92%, which means for every 100 people in where you talk to, 92 people and say, no, it's not justified, it's not fair, it's not right. So 92% of the people in where we survey say it is wrong. And it's important for we as a country, because that would be seen in America here. In fact, if the government is serious, this is how they should be able to determine the popularity or unpopularity in the country. Do surveys and see how people feel. Now, we conduct this survey as objectively as we possibly can, based upon the one that we listen. We don't want for whose party you support. We don't want for whose party you belong to. We don't want for know your political affiliation. We just ask general question to the general public. And if the government is smart, and if them bookman the way they work for the government and where they advise the president and smart, then they take a look at some of them survey what they do for fashion them policies wouldn't they try for tell the president for do, because this practice of wanting for just use raw power without regard to sound administrative policies, it go backfire. It is counterproductive. It's not good. So I would strongly recommend that when they keep up with this, we survey and we broadcast. They go to the whole Australian. So we have no way of telling whether, in fact, this survey what other regions of the country is coming from. But this is something open to the whole world where Australians are, including Sierra Leone. So 92 out of every 100 Australians, wherever they may be, say the arrest of Adi Macauley, which is symbolic. See, Adi Macauley is just an individual, but the arrest spread across the landscape, regardless of your tribe, regardless of where you live. If you not condemn that, all you do is set yourself up for the government to get the hands and the police will get the power for arrest you too. If they can arrest Adi Macauley, then they arrest you, the ordinary Joe Blow, without nobody. In fact, the reason why this become a survey is because of the prominence or the popularity of the person with the arrest. So if they can arrest that person, see, Creoman get a parable. Then say, where breeze blow, if you not left Mataudo, not to Fana, it go left. Adi Macaulay is like Mataudo, where breeze do blow, where the breeze do pick them up. So if you na Fana, the breeze go blow you up too. So that's the power what would give the police for try for stop. And that's the other thing. The good side also about Adi Macaulay in arrest, not that it is good, but the one that way they enjoy in stature and in status and in prominence and in success in society, also for speak out. Because if they can arrest them, they can arrest you too. So it's in everybody's interest to stand up, stand firm, speak out from the rooftop. Because if we not let the police then continue this gross lawlessness, I call it, because I don't want to say violation, because they don't get no regard for the laws of the country. Then just the act like some vigilante. I think those of us who know better should denounce them in conduct, okay, without regard to party affiliation. So with that said, good night. Thank you for listening. We go hopefully.
I got one thing for say quick to Madam Fatmata Bintaba. She sent 75 stars. Thank you so much, my sister, for the stars. You know, Nakingi stars and Fatmata Binta. We just want to shout out to you, my sister. Peace out. Thank you for the stars. And Mr. Arthur say, I mean, they tried for call, but the lines are not going through. They were trying to call, but the lines not they go through. And then Mama Johnny say, thank you, Mr. Shiron. Thank you for your answer to her question. But I just want to shout out to these people that Fatma Tagi stars. So una self can follow suit, una buy stars, una give stars, and we go figure out waiting for do the money. We go use them for whatever they get for use them for make the show better. And we always look for people. Then we always look for people. Then for join we for be a presenter on the show. We're looking for new faces, new voices, objective voices. You know. Where they try for, you know, we go able to get the courage for stand and put your face to your name and put your face to your voice and sound out. So thank you. I just want to know that. But thank you, Madam Fatmata. Thank you for the stars. So just want to let you know that because I saw it. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
This is the Central University. Here, we move a little differently. We are the change makers, the innovators. We are solving the problems of the 21st century. We create, we lead, we inspire. Beginning your journey at Central University is opening your chapter to success. Here, we are a family that works together to make the change today for a better Sierra Leone and world tomorrow. Here is a home for you. Central University, a place where careers begin.